Hello, everybody. This is Alicia. Thank you for coming back to my channel. And this is my dog, Max. He's going to be in this video with me. I was going to take you paddleboarding today, but I am carless. So my car's in the shop, my AC is getting fixed, and it is just way too hot outside to walk anywhere. So we're going to hang out on the couch today instead. Funny story, I tried taking you paddleboarding about a week ago. And I discovered when I was done that I was just kind of talking to myself for 20 minutes because I forgot to hit record once I got everything set up. So that didn't work out. And so paddling is very weather dependent. It's got to be like really nice and calm outside in order for it to be enjoyable. So it just has to be the right day. And I also tried taking you snorkeling one other time, and the conditions were just not clear enough. So I decided against it. So that kind of fun stuff is coming, but the conditions just have to be right for it. So, anyway, so I'll get right into it. Today, I would like to talk about what an amazing time in history it is to be alive. We're surrounded by so much opportunity. There's more wealth in the world than there has ever been. And it just keeps growing, it just keeps expanding because that's what energy does, right? It doesn't stay stagnant. It's always moving, it's always vibrating. And just to be able to have a vessel like YouTube in order to reach so many people across the world with whatever your unique gifts or talents or skills might be. You know, when you think about it, you could anything that you do, whether you're a painter, a makeup artist, a hairstylist, an auto mechanic, uh, a fisherman, like no matter what it is that you have to offer, there are people that will want to know what you're doing and what you have to say or what you have to share with the world, because you can video literally any of those things and create your own personal brand and your own channel. And again, I know that I've talked before about how there's over 8 billion people in the world. Well, you don't need 8 billion people to follow you, you don't need 8 billion people to watch you, but that's a lot of people. And you can reach so many more people than you might even dream or you might even imagine. And the cool thing about that is that over time, I know that there's all different ways that people get monetized and stuff like that, but even if that's not what it's about, that shouldn't be what it's about when you first get started. But eventually, if you're committed to getting your message or your product or your service out there, if you're committed to doing that, eventually that's going to happen in one way or another. Whether it's you have products that you've developed that you want to sell, or whether it's just through ad revenue, or whatever the source may be. There's a whole bunch of different ways. But if you're committed to just getting started and being consistent with it and tearing down your fears and limitations around being seen and not wanting to be embarrassed or worried about what your friends are going to think or what your family's going to think, and if you're just able to get started without having the right mindset or even the level of confidence that you wish you had, because honestly, until you get started, you're never going to have that, right? Like, so being on camera was a very uncomfortable concept for me. But every time I'm doing it, it's getting a little easier and a little easier. And, you don't have to be perfect just to get started. You just have to get started. in order to get better. So the whole idea here, from a spiritual standpoint, anyway, for me, anyway, that is that we are all connected. We're all a part of one much bigger, higher source. And so we were all sent here with with a mission, something that we are supposed to fulfill, our life's mission, right? And even if you're not quite sure what that is yet, and that's okay too, just getting started doing something, even if it's just an activity that you enjoy. Maybe you like to mold things out of clay, or sketch art, whatever it may be. If you just get started and allow yourself to take up the space to put yourself on camera and to share your gifts, whatever they are. And yes, you do have some, even if you don't think that you do, or you don't know what they are yet. Just getting started will create the space for you to kind of mold that and figure it out as you go. You'll start to get new ideas of content, of new ideas of things that you'd like to talk about, or things that you'd like to share. Um, Even if it's just going on adventures, if you like hiking, you can make it all about hiking. There's so many different things. Everybody loves doing something, at least I hope, anyway. You'd hope so. Everybody loves doing something. So even if you just start there, you don't have to have this grand, business plan of a product that you're going to create and that you're going to eventually sell. You don't have to know everything right away. That stuff, those ideas will come to you in time. But just getting started, I think, is the most important thing. It's been a learning curve for me. It's still a learning curve. I still sometimes feel a little insecure about being on camera. Sometimes I forget key points, things that I would have liked to have said. Um, all that stuff is normal for everyone. I think being a human being, we all have those limiting ideas of what we think are possible for ourselves. But the truth is that there is no such thing as lack. That's just something that we've made up in our minds. There's no such thing as scarcity. That's another thing that we make up in our minds as humans. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. So when you catch yourself having those mind virus thoughts, that I like to call them, remind yourself that's just my human coming out. And that's okay, because you came here to be a human, obviously. But when you have thoughts that are conducive to any type of scarcity or lack or fear, just know that's just your human coming out. None of that is real. That's all fake. And the truth of our existence really is an abundance of everything. And if you pay attention and really look around to your surroundings, you can see how much abundance there is just in nature. How many grains of sand, how many drops of water are in the ocean, how many trees, and just there's an abundance of everything everywhere you look, no matter where you look. Um, Nature, though, is a really good, I feel anyway, is a really good connective power to our Mother Earth, to your higher self, to your God or source energy, whatever you want to call it. Again, I don't think that it matters what name you give your higher power, as long as you have one, and try to connect to it as often as you possibly can. And I'm a firm believer in nature is a really great place to do that. For me, mine is the ocean. When I am on or near the water, that is when I feel the most connected to God, to the universe, to everything that is surrounding me. It's where I feel the most peace. Sometimes it brings so much joy into my heart. I've actually just cried a couple of times, just feeling so at peace and connected. Right, buddy? So I guess my main point here today is I really feel like this is something that everybody should do. I think that everybody should feel that they are giving themselves permission to take up space and to have a voice and to be seen and heard in the world and to share whatever gifts you feel like you want to share. Again, whether that's because you have important things to say or because you love going on adventures and you just want everybody to see the awesome things that you're seeing. It doesn't really matter what it is you do, but I really feel that in today's day and age, there's so much opportunity sitting there. And it's just as much of an opportunity for one person as it is the next person. There's a lot of people that have done really big, wonderful, great things by starting a channel. And most of my inspiring teachers that I like to call them teachers because I think everybody does have something to teach. The people that I follow, have, I found more inspiration. I found more people that inspire me on YouTube than I have anywhere else. So it's so strange because until I embraced the idea that it was okay to be seen in the world and it was okay to have a voice and that what I have to say does actually matter. And once I before I embraced that, and it was from the people that inspired me. Before that, I completely was shut down by the idea of putting myself out there on social media, being behind camera. Oh, people think, well, I don't like the way I sound. I don't like the way that I look on camera. Well, you'll get past that. We all feel that way at first, but you'll get past that. And sooner or later, you'll start to have more self-acceptance. I really think that this is a great tool to raise your self-confidence, your your identity, your self-esteem, your self-worth. I really think that by making yourself do something that feels uncomfortable and unfamiliar is the best vehicle for growth. And I really feel that this is probably the best decision that I've ever made. Like choosing to really do something totally uncomfortable and allowing myself the space to get comfortable with it. So, anyway, that is my message for today. I guess Max has had enough. He just hopped down. If you haven't already, I would appreciate it if you could hit the like button and subscribe if you like my material. I will see you guys on Thursday again. And I love you all. Thank you for watching to the end. Bye-bye.